welcome back to the Valley of the Old Farm, episode 3, now with seasons, with me, MrSealyp. It's 10 past 5, it's early spring, I am on the Valley of the Old Farm, and I have put seasons on. I'm going to carry on this Let's Play with seasons on. I'm not quite sure how that's going to pan out. This is all a very, very steep learning curve. I have been reliably informed that Black Sheep Modding's maps are enabled and ready to go. So it's on, it's working as far as I can tell at the moment. However, in putting it on, resets all the fields back to an original growth state, so they're all absolutely just done. But to be fair, I hadn't done any field work whatsoever, so I'd only been doing forestry. I have sold the static wood chipper. I'm going to be buying another one and placing it in the middle of one of the forests rather than on the edge, so I can then go out in every direction from where it is, but I haven't done that yet. I did do a little bit of forestry to get the money back up to 600. Well, I'm 609 now, and I've bought a plough because I need to do some ploughing, because I need to get some fields ready. Because of the new system, I am looking at the moment, spring, I can plant my wheat, my barley, my canola, sunflowers, soybean a little bit later. That's going to be late spring. I can put soybean in the ground, and I wanted to do soybean. So what I'm looking at doing is getting some ploughing done, some cultivating, fertilising. Then hopefully by the time I kind of get to late spring, I'll get some soybean in the ground, because that'll be quite productive, I think. It should be. Again, I don't know what the prices are going to be like. I think they're going to be different. What I have noticed, interestingly enough, is that since I put this onto seasons, I'm getting more per tree through that wood chipper. I was getting about 5,000 and 7,000. I'm now getting 6,500 and something and 8,500 and something. So it's gone up, the price of timber, with the seasons mod on. So yeah, a few changes. I've gone with the Jympa plough. I do like the Jympa plough, since I think I first used them on Chellington, I think, when they first came out. I like the kind of the square edge it gives you, rather than leaving you. I know technically it's a subsoiler and not a plough. I totally understand that, but they do work very, very well. I mean, downside is they're often a bit wide to be using on the roads, but I should be okay once I get off the main roads onto the side roads. So that's what I'm going to do. This one is the... which one did I go for? I went for the middle one, the Jympa SJ9 SR, 30,000 for a 4.8 metre plough. If you look at the equivalent, the Lemken is a 4.9, and that's 59,000. So I'm saving myself a bit of money by getting that one. I was thinking of getting the Big Bud Pack SPSL9, which is a 10.5 metre, which I might do at some point, but it's a lot of money to spend at the moment. So I'm going to get some ploughing done on various different fields. It is late into the evening, and I'll probably work into the night to get some of the ploughing done, but because I play on sort of real time, normal time, 3 days of gameplay is plenty of time to be getting the fields ready to where I want them to get seeding done. That's why I'm hoping using the seasons mod is going to be quite interesting and fun to play. I'm going to continue to do forestry in between to make money for various different bits of equipment. Let's hook that up, and we'll get this down. I'm going to plough out the area that I've deforested. That's going to be interesting in itself, because of the kind of switching terrain. You've got almost like two little plateau areas with very steep sided slopes, so I'm not sure how it's going to work. It might work fine for ploughing, but as far as seeding and cultivating, it might not be as good. That's another reason why I haven't gone for the huge plough. Now I am wondering as well, I've got seasons mod on, I haven't seen any traffic since I put seasons mod on, nothing at all. So I will check that in the settings. Actually, I want to check that now. Hang on. That's very weird. That was weird. Traffic was set off. Okay, don't know why that was, but it's on again now. That could explain why I hadn't seen anything coming along while I was doing the lumber, the tree felling. It does also mean it could be a bit of an issue, because I've stuck the trailer, the Chieftain triaxle, in the road, so it's not in the way for ploughing. So that could be an issue. We'll see what traffic comes along. Definitely does. I'll just move it. So as you can see, this is quite undulating. You've got a flattish area here, but it does sweep down a little bit over this side. You've then got a ridge sort of along here, running along here, with another plateau above it just there. and then it kind of sweeps up here, but the sweep up here is a bit gentler. I don't know what I'm going to get away with, so that is quite steep. I don't know how the machines are going to fare on it. I might need to get smaller seeders to cope with that. So it's just going to be a bit of trial and error. I'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, I'll just plough it back over. Yeah, that is quite steep there, isn't it? Let's see how this works out. Okay. Drop that down. Allow create fields. And let's see how we get on. Set the cruise control on. Now that flattens out, I'll sweep out a little bit further towards the outside. I'm glad it takes the bushes out as well. I think that was part of the whole point with black sheep modding. They said for hedges and stuff like that, when you're ploughing fields together, it will get rid of those, so you don't end up with little bushes sticking up in the middle of your fields, which is going to be quite nice. Yeah, I just thought with a wider plough, where it's very bumpy, I don't know how well it would work. I'm going to leave myself an edge just in case. It's not going to be a perfect field, but it'll be okay. Now, as you can see with the seasons mod on, it's reset everything, so my poplars that were there in those lovely neat rows, they're gone. Now I might get away with sweeping up here, because this seems like more of a gentle slope as well. It's going to be an interesting field anyway. Whatever happens, I am going to do more tree felling around the sides here, but for the time being this will do, because I'm very conscious now that I do need to get some work done. It should be a fair sized field, say field, fields, I don't know, we'll see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to carry on, see what we end up with. It could be something amazing, or it could be just absolutely horrific, but we shall see. I am going to see you in a little while. If I hit any tree stumps, I'll let you know. I'm hoping I've got them all out. It's a big old area to plough out. Okay, I shall see you in a bit. So here we are, and it's now 6:21. Can't hire a worker to do anything now because I've got to pay him overtime. That's interesting. You change. Let's just hop up onto the bonnet and up onto the roof and get a good look at the field. This is not a bad size considering what I've started off with. I'm going to carry on doing forestry. I'm going to go to that side, put the static chipper in there, and like I said, work around it. Probably clear out a bigger area there as well. I do need to get a fertiliser spreader. I'm going to start basic right off the bat. I'm going to go with probably the Braidell or the Coon axis. Probably the Braidell, although that's cheaper. The Braidell's 4,000 litres, that's 3,200, and I don't want to go too big. I'll gradually build up to what I need at a later date. I'm also thinking of getting the the Homer Terra variant, and then there's some different backs on those now. One of the mods, I can't remember who did it, that increases the tank size, and again that's that one that for 249,000. It's always been one of those kind of mainstays I go to, especially on bigger farms, bigger maps. 598 horsepower, and there's a lot of options available on the back of that thing, so I may well get one of those as well. But I do want to get my money up a bit more. I do want to start buying some fields as well. But that said, let's go and have a quick look in here at the field itself. If we look at the growth, because I've just started seasons, it's reset everything. Everything's been harvested, apart from, oddly enough, the fields we can. 92 is a grass field, 93 is a grass field, I think. 26 appears to be. 25 and 2, which I'm going to go and do in a minute, are showing as being cultivated. They haven't gone back to the harvested state, which is a bit of a peculiar one. But then I didn't do a new save game, and I know a lot of people are saying you really do have to. So we'll see how that kind of pans out. But this area here, if we zoom right in, this is the field I've just ploughed out from what was a forested area. It's not a bad size. Now, admittedly, we've got a few ridge lines here, and there's another one here. So I thought if I just keep foresting, if I keep going further and further back into this, I could probably get a much bigger field. But realistically, I think maybe around there might be the most I'll get out of this one. But I could do. I'm going to come across this side here and work out where I might do it here. Do all the forestry around here and then plough another field out here. That, like I say, there's just a few ideas. And that is huge, isn't it? I could just stick one right slap bang in the middle here, a wood chipper, and just forest all around that. Absolutely just annihilate it and have a massive field. Depends how bumpy it all is. But again, it's all thoughts out loud. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the plough, because if I go on to soil composition, all of these fields need ploughing. They're all going to have to be redone if I'm going to get maximum out of them. And then obviously looking into the season's calendar. Yeah, I can put any of those in. Wheat, barley, canola now, potato, sugar beet now, poplars I could do now. I'm doing wood chipping already, so I'm thinking maybe wheat or barley, because I'm going to need bales if I'm going to do animals, that kind of thing. I'm kind of thinking ahead. I might stick in oilseed radish, because you can do that at any point, and that will work as a fertiliser. Now I'm still struggling with the whole, down the left hand side, the temperatures there, they're all in blue. Does that mean I can't do anything yet? The ground's still too cold? Or I can? So what I'm thinking is I'm just going to plough to start off with, and then I'll come back to that, get some more wood chipping done. I'm going to go over to field 2 now and get this done. And then see how we get on, really. But I'm definitely going to move into that larger forest and try and find an area where I can really get cracking and make a bit of money. Like I say, I want to get bigger machinery on this map. I want it to be, you know, if I'm going to do seasons, I want to have a go, and I don't want to be hampered by not having enough money and that kind of thing to get the machines I need. I want to try and make it work, and I don't want to be scrabbling around because it's going to be hard. The first year, at least, if not more, it's going to be hard to make ends meet, because you're not going to be making the sort of money you were as often. So anyway, up till 2, traffic turned off again? I don't understand this. No, traffic's on. Just haven't come across any. I don't know where field 2 is. Where's field 2? There's me happily driving around with my plough. Probably. I'll find it at some point. It can't be too far away. Might be going the right way. It's going to be on the right hand side coming up. Squarish field. Not this one. But this is an interesting one. Okay. Okay, right. So, let's see how we get on with this. Interesting hillside. Oh, why has it done that? Now I know this has already been cultivated, but it hasn't been ploughed. And if I need to get maximum yield out of these fields straight off the bat to make money and or just get them productive, whatever I'm going to put in them, it needs to be ploughed out. So I'll come back over again. I do need to, as I say, get the fertiliser spreader. I'm going to need to get a cultivator, and because I've got a slightly larger machine here, I should be able to get away with a slightly larger one, which will make life a lot easier and a lot quicker, which means I could do more fields quicker, again, straight away, rather than mucking around. Made a right mess of that. Getting to grips with the Challenger. It's a different concept because there's no front wheel steer or all wheel steer. It's kind of how the whole thing turns. It makes a big difference the way you plough and how it does everything. That's close up to the buildings, isn't it? It's going to be interesting. Okay, right, well, that can go off now because I know where I am. Get this one done. I might go to field 25, I'm not too sure, and then we're going to sort out replacing the wood chipper. I did have quite a few comments left about where I dumped the logs in the second episode, the logging one, and that I was too close up to the wood chip sell point because there's another one there. I should have been further along for selling the logs, and that was my mistake. I thought I was far enough along. I just wasn't anywhere near close. But you live and learn. I'm still massively thankful to everyone who's commenting about Seasons Mod, who's let me know their experiences, what's happening, what I may do before the end of this episode. Oh no, I won't in this one. As I say, I'll skip the night because a lot of people are saying they can't get it to work on PS4. So what I will just reiterate, it will only work after a certain time of night. I don't know if it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or when it kind of technically gets properly dark. I think people are trying to skip night too early. I've had people saying, well, it doesn't make any sense because how can you skip night? Because triangle is jump. If I just jump out of the vehicle. Well, it's actually crouch, isn't it? But it does work. I'm playing on PS4 and it's worked fine for me. When I did the time-lapse video, that's what I was doing. I was fast-forwarding time to get to where I need to in the season, plus skipping the nights, and I didn't have an issue with it at all. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to carry on. And what I'll do is move a few bits around, and I will see you in a bit, which will probably be towards the end of the episode. I'm not sure if this one's going to be a long one or a short one. I don't want to bore you with just ploughing, but this is the thing with the Seasons mod. It's not going to be that quick fire banging through everything. It's going to be a lot of field work, a lot of stuff that needs doing. This is the stuff that needs doing on the farm at this time of year. I've got to plough the fields, I'm going to have to fertilise them. I can get some seeding done as soon as the ground temperature is good enough to actually be able to put it in the ground, otherwise they won't germinate when they need to. So yeah, welcome to Seasons. It's all a bit exciting. So anyway, yeah, I keep saying I'll see you in a minute, and then I keep talking, so I'll redo a minute this time. Bye. Right, field 2 is done, and we are back in the woods. We are pretty much, well, almost slap bang in the middle of the larger wood. Arrow now. Bong, right there. This is quite hilly. I'll look on either side. We're in a kind of valley here where the road sweeps round. I've placed this, that cost me 72,000. But then I've put a few trees through it and I'm back up above where I was before. So, again, no cheating, the logs have all been done, it's all kosher, it's all official, nothing dodgy. So, what I'm going to do is just show you, hopefully it's one of the larger ones, we'll see how we get on. In the right place. No, a bit higher. There we go. Like I say, since having Seasons mod on, price fluctuates for various different things, including timber, I would imagine. Different times of year when forestry is better. But, so the difference in price. Let's get this one through. stopping it. Always, as soon as I start filming, log gets stuck. Always. That way. Oh. How is that too heavy? So I'm going to put it in here. It's ridiculous. Oh, it's got it anyway. There we go. Right. Oh, so now it's put something through already. That was 400 and something. So we'll go for the rest of this one. Anyway. End up being one of the small trees, isn't it? Just to annoy me. Or maybe not. Right, let's give it a couple of seconds, see what we get for that one. $8,479 plus the 400 something I had before, so that's 8,800, nearly 8,900. I've had a few go through this in the last 3 or 4 trees. There have been 9,100, 9,200 per tree. So what I'm going to continue to do now is through the night, a bit more logging. In the morning, fertiliser spreader, cultivator, start getting this stuff ready to get the seeds in the ground. I will need a seeder as well, maybe another tractor, so I want to get some money to be able to do that. That's the plan. Yeah, we're moving forward. The seasons mod is still a mind-boggling minefield, but I'm loving trying to get my head around it. It's going to be one of those things that I think some people will avoid doing because it's going to be incredibly complicated to run, and people like that quick-fire nature of the fact you can pick up the game and just run with it and get fields going very, very quickly and that kind of thing. Whereas the seasons mod is going to be more for your players who want a kind of definitely a more realistic sort of take on it. But you're going to need to know what you're doing a little bit more. I don't think you can just buy the game and pick up straight into seasons. I'm doing people a disservice. There are people, of course there are, that can do that. Anyway, right, so this is what I say. It's what I'm going to do overnight, get a bit more done. I'm not going to skip through to start off with. That hasn't worked particularly well. That's better. Get it in place, I think. There we go. So I will probably see you in the morning. If not, the start of the next episode might be me skipping through the rest of the night to the morning, in which case I'll show you again how to do that and explain what I'm doing when I do it. But that is the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share the video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.